Welcome to Corporals Corner. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips and tricks that you need to know when using a compass. So stick around for an outstanding show coming up. Alright, let's go ahead and kick this off with a huge disclaimer. This week's video is not a solo overnight in the woods, and here's why. First off, as you watch this, I'm currently traveling to the west coast, left coast to pick up my son. I'm going to bring him out to the eastern woodlands, and he's here to stay. Second reason is because ever since my father and son videos, I've been bombarded with land navigation questions. Okay, so for those that don't know, I have 2 or 3 videos on this that go above and beyond, and they're very good to go. Just simply YouTube search Corporals Corner Compass and you'll see them right there. Now, if you don't want an actual 30-minute class and you want to pick up some tips and tricks, well then today's your day. Let's go ahead and get started. Tip and trick number 1, get a compass that's user-friendly, multi-use, and then simply get to know that compass. So for an easy multi-use, user-friendly compass, let's go with the Suunto MC2. It's a base plate compass. You have a base plate right here. Opening this bad boy up, the first thing we come to is a sighting mirror or a signaling mirror, meaning that it doubles as a signaling mirror. Moving down, we come to a window right here with a V-notch. Next, we have a movable or adjustable bezel ring. Now on that bezel ring is a series of numbers, which are your degrees. Right above that, you have 2 tick marks. One there, and one there. Now a simple way to remember the tick marks, think of Back to the Future. The top tick mark tells you where you're going, the bottom tick mark tells you where you were. So the top tick mark is an azimuth, and the bottom is a reverse azimuth. And at the bottom we have a magnifying lens that you can place onto a map and magnify a certain section, or simply use it to start fires. And to be truly honest, that right there are the nuts and bolts of the basic features of a compass. If you have those on your compass, then you're good to go. Let's go ahead and move on to tip and trick number 2, how to set your compass. Alright, so setting your compass is very simple. The best way to do this is with a known location. I know if I walk on an azimuth of 220 degrees into them woods, I'll hit a creek. So, it's simple. Grab my adjustable bezel ring and rotate it until we get 220 degrees directly beneath that top tick mark. Then simply move my body until that red arrow falls directly between the 2 red lines on my compass. And I know now I'm locked in at 220 degrees that direction. Let's go ahead and pause for a minute. For those interested in gear, all my gear can be found in 2 places. 1, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. Both links can be found inside my description box, or simply go to corporalaf.com. Once again, so simple, it's stupid. As long as you keep that red magnetic needle in between those 2 red lines on your compass bezel ring, known as red in the shed, dog in the doghouse, or putting the needle in the doghouse, you created that imaginary line out in the woods, and all you gotta do is walk it. Here's the question though, what happens, or what do you do if you don't have a known point of origin? We had 220 degrees, I knew that. What if I don't know that, and I just wanna walk into those woods? How do we set our compass? Tip and trick number 3, how to set your compass without a known point. Okay, so setting your compass without a known point of origin or a known azimuth is very simple. There's just a lot of moving parts, so bear with me. First thing you want to do is go ahead and set your compass to 0. Rotate that bezel ring to where you have 0 directly underneath your top tick mark. Now point your body in the direction that you want to go. Now rotate that bezel ring and put that needle inside the doghouse, or the red inside the shed, or the dog in the doghouse. Once you've done that, looking at that top tick mark, you now have an azimuth or bearing in that direction. You created an imaginary line straight through the woods. So now I know that 220 degrees that way, I'll run into that creek that I talked about earlier. And I'm pointed in that direction. The compass is also locked into that position. So far so good, you're looking outstanding. Now you can set your compass with an azimuth or without an azimuth. You can also create an imaginary straight line into those woods. Now here's the question. How do you walk that straight line without deviating? Well, tip and trick number 4, how to walk that imaginary straight line. And I'm going to show you 2 quick ways to do that. The first method I want to show you involves a visual reference point, meaning I can see an object out there in the distance, whether that be a rock, a tree, some sort of landmark, a hilltop, etc. As long as it's within that imaginary line that we created, or our azimuth, it falls right in between or along the lines of that azimuth, then I'm good to go. So, first thing I want to do is go ahead and put my back to this tree. I want to look down. I want to set my compass for 220 degrees. We discussed that earlier. That's where that number comes from. If you don't have that number, you can get it later on by looking for an object out in the distance in the direction that you want to go. But since we know the number is 220, I'll dial that in. Now I want to go ahead and hold my compass at chest level. I want to look down, and I want to move my body with the compass until that needle gets inside that doghouse or the red's in the shed. Once I have that, we're Charlie's Angels AF. I want to do a full presentation as if I had a pistol. Next, I want to bring that compass up to my eye level. I never want to bring my head down to the compass. I want to bring the compass to my eye. Then, grab my mirror, my sighting mirror. I'm going to tilt it towards me until I can see the full reflection of that bezel ring and that needle inside the doghouse. The last and final step, once again, using this as a pistol, I want to go down to that window we talked about earlier and use that V-notch and sight something out there in the distance. I see a tree at 220 degrees right in my path of travel. That tree is now my reference point. I can walk right to that tree and guarantee I'm on that straight line. Once I get to that tree, all I'm going to do, walk to the other side of that tree, double check my compass, still at 220 degrees, full presentation, keep my compass level, sight a different object out there in the distance, and continue on. This is the best choice and the guaranteed choice to walk that straight line and never get lost. And just like that, you're walking a straight line. Now, I promised you 2 methods. The second method is called leapfrogging, and it involves a partner. All you're going to do is you're going to send your partner out on that azimuth using that V-notch window of your compass. You're going to push that partner as far as you can see, keeping them left or right. As long as they're inside that window in that V-notch, your partner will become that fixed object out there in the distance, i.e. a tree, a rock, a hilltop, etc. Then simply stop your partner and walk to your partner. Once again, you're walking that straight line. So right there, starting off is a problem. A lot of times in the jungle or woodlands or forest or even in a large open area, there's nothing out there in the distance that you can aim to. This is a problem because how do you walk a straight line if there's nothing out there that you can see and walk to? So this is where leapfrogging comes into play. All you got to do is take your partner and push them out as far as you can see, keeping them inside that small compass window, telling them left, right, forward, back, etc. As long as you can see your partner, you can make him go as far as you want. Once he's out there, all you got to do, stop him, simply walk to him. What you're doing is you're making him an improvised tree. So, tip and trick number 1, how to leapfrog.
Right there. Keep going. Hey, go right a bit. All right, right there.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. In a nutshell, that's leapfrogging. Make your partner that tree, simply walk to them. Once you get to your partner, get to the front of your partner, reshoot your azimuth. This guarantees you're walking a straight line.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, now that we understand our compass, we can set our compass, we can shoot an azimuth, and most importantly, we can walk that imaginary straight line into infinity. Here's the real question. How do I deviate from that azimuth and be able to come right back to it, pick up where I left off, and continue to march? Well, we do that with a waypoint. So tip and trick number 5, how to establish a waypoint. Now, a waypoint is nothing more than an intermittent stopping point. Think of it like this. You're walking that imaginary line through the woods. You're on your azimuth. Worst case, you're leapfrogging through the woods. You happen to glance over. I'm heading this direction, but over here I see a creek. I might want to get some water so I can disinfect it later. Or over there, I see potential bird's nest material. I might want to get that. It's possum mentality. I'm going to collect those materials as I go, because where I'm going, they might not be there. How do I deviate off that azimuth and guarantee I can come right back to my spot, pick up and continue on? And that's with a waypoint. All we're gonna do, we're gonna find a tree on our azimuth at eye level and hang a bright colored cloth. I can then drop my gear. This now will give me full 360-degree roam in that whole area. I can walk as far as I want to. As long as I can turn around and see that cloth, I can come right back, put that in my pocket, put my gear on, put my back against that tree, reshoot my azimuth, and continue on. Let's go ahead and pause one more time. If you like what you see here, please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Then feel free to check out my other skills and overnight videos. While you're at it, please download the YouTube app for your phones and sign in. This way you're going to receive push notifications about my new videos. All you're going to do is you're going to hang your bright colored cloth at eye level on a tree just like that. Now I have free roam with this place. I know that point right there, I can stand in front of it, reshoot my azimuth, and I'm guaranteed to walk or continue walking on that straight line. This right here gives me 360 roam. I can walk around here. As long as I can turn around and see that bright colored cloth and walk back to it, I'm good to go. And now for a final thought, or some free advice if you will. It's always good to carry a logbook with at least 3 entries in it. An azimuth, a reverse azimuth, and a pace count. This way you have your azimuth written down in case you forget it. You have reverse azimuth in case you get out there and get turned around, or you met your objective and you want to go home for the night. And a pace count, so you know how far you walked that day, or in between your azimuths. All you got to do, go to that bottom tick mark, take that number and plug it into your top tick mark. Then simply follow the same steps. Set your compass, shoot your azimuth, and walk that straight line home. Welcome back. Simple tips and tricks for land navigation are always outstanding. Why? So you don't get lost. Think of it like this. Anything you want to get better at in life, you have to practice. Get out there, learn those skills, hone those skills, and then own those skills. As always, all the gear in my video can be found in 2 places. 1, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. Both links can be found inside my description box, or simply go to corporalaf.com. Now, please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And take it a step further. Go to your cell phones, download the YouTube app, sign in. This way you're going to receive push notifications about all my new videos. Thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.